What is up, guys? Now, I just realized it's already December, which means that 2023 is almost over, but what it also means is that it's now holiday season. And every year, like clockwork, this is when I start getting a bunch of texts and emails asking for gift suggestions for pilots. And now I know I made a video in the past suggesting a bunch of items that you could buy for your pilot friend or relative that you're looking to buy for, but there are a lot of new products that have come out recently that are great for pilots, so I figured this was worth revisiting. So this is going to be my very quick and dirty holiday gift guides for pilots. Now this is going to be in no particular order, but the first item on my list would be a wear-worthy solo flight bag. Now this is actually one of my first times getting my hands on this flight bag because I don't really use a flight bag like others would because most of my stuff just lives in my plane. But for anyone that does go either in between airplanes, either rents an airplane or maybe they're an airline pilot, they're going to be using a flight bag. And of all the flight bags I've seen, the wear-worthy one is the best designed. It has plenty of room and support for your headset, your logbook, an iPad, a water bottle. Pretty much anything you're going to carry with you when you're going flying is going to fit in here. They've got the slot that fits around your carry-on handle if you're an airline pilot. It's just a super well thought out design, and it just so happens that it's made by my buddy Carson, so I have to shout that out. The wear-worthy solo flight bag. Awesome option. Now the second item on my list is going to be the Insta360 X3. Now this is a 360 camera that's going to be able to see in every direction, and why that comes in so handy for flying is that if you have one camera and one camera only, this is the one to go with because it sees everything. You can mount it inside your cockpit, and from there you're going to be able to see both what the pilot's doing as well as outside of the aircraft. So it's really great from that perspective, but also there's a bunch of other fun mounts that I've done. I hang it out on my wing strut, out on a tube, off my tail. There's a bunch of cool ways to mount this camera, and their app makes it super easy for people that aren't super comfortable with editing. So for any pilot that's out flying in pretty areas and wants to share their experience with others, there's really not an easier or faster way to do it than the Insta360 X3. And I'll put a link below because Insta360 actually has this on sale for the best price they've ever had for the holidays until December 27th. Now the next one is a new to me product as well, although this one has been used pretty well. This is called the Giant Loop Moto Armadillo bag. This is a liquid containment bag that is fuel safe. So basically I keep one of these in my plane at all times because I never know if I'm going to end up in a situation where I need to run and grab gas for my plane or transfer fuel out of my plane to another person's plane. These ones roll up super small and tidy, which makes them better than the previous bags that I used to use that took up a lot more space. These are just awesome from that standpoint, and they've got a whole bunch of straps so you can strap them down however you want. The pour spout is built into the bottom of it, built into the bag, and it's got a nice little seal on it. They don't leak like other ones do. So this one actually isn't just specific to pilots. I actually use these for snowmobiling as well as in my truck. It's just a really handy way to carry around fuel. So the Armadillo bag. Now here's another silly one that isn't pilot specific, but I swear by this thing. That's just my Leatherman Skelet Tool. And it's just the simplest thing that I know most people carry really a blade with them, like just a knife that they can use for opening boxes or cutting things when needed. This is about the same size as most pocket knives. However, it has pliers built in. It has a screwdriver, so I cannot tell you how many little tasks I would probably walk by or think, oh, I gotta go to the toolbox, I'll go do that later. But since I have the Skelet Tool in my pocket, I just pull this out and fix it. I use it all the time for checking my oil, for tightening tripod screws on my cameras. It's odd how much you end up using one of these things when you have them, so again, Leatherman Skelet Tool. Now this is for sure the most expensive item on my list, but this is gonna be a category of items. So those of you that have watched my videos for a while know that I'm a huge fan of the One Wheel. It is a great item for the last mile. So when you're traveling via airplanes, a lot of times we're landing at airports that are a little ways outside of where we need to be, whether that's the hotel or a restaurant or wherever we're going. So One Wheels or something like an electric scooter make a great option for that last mile of transportation. I would just make sure it's something that's electric, something that can fit in an airplane. That's why some of the foldable scooters or something like a One Wheel or an electric skateboard are awesome options for pilots. And you could always do something simple like a gift card, something like ForeFlight, which for any non-pilot out there, pretty much every pilot's going to be using ForeFlight for our flight planning and navigation and airport databases. It's an app for our phone or iPad, so we always have it with us. And you know, it's a couple $100 a year. So even buying them a $50 or $100 gift card to ForeFlight could be pretty awesome. And while on the topic of gift cards, I was gonna say a headset or an airband radio, and I got to thinking that pilots are pretty picky about what headset or airband radio they want to keep with them. So something like a gift card to sporties.com could be an awesome option because they have plenty of pilot items on there. And now this one is actually not for pilots, it's for prospective pilots. Something that I think is an awesome gift to give to someone would be buying them an intro flight. I did this for my brother a few years ago. I think it was like 150 bucks. It basically gets them their first logged hour in a plane, which helps get them going as a student pilot and gets them on the road to becoming an actual certified pilot. Now, fair disclaimer here, buying someone an intro flight is kind of like buying them a puppy at Christmas, because sure, at first it's like really fun and exciting, but you're not the one that has to deal with feeding the puppy, or in flying terms, the one that has to pay for the rest of the flight hours moving forward. So it is kind of buying them into a little bit of a commitment, but it's a really good way for them to get their feet wet, see if that's what they want to continue with doing, and who knows, it could be the spark to their aviation passion that could lead to either a career or just a lifelong hobby of flying. And last but not least, you could just buy them a domain name, or even better yet, build them a website for whatever it is they do using Squarespace. And I know you guys have heard me say this before, but Squarespace truly is the ultimate way to build a website and run your business. You start with one of their award-winning templates crafted into your own beautiful professional-looking website that's optimized for both desktop as well as mobile, and they have features for every industry. So I don't care what it is you're trying to do with a website, you're gonna be able to do that with Squarespace, be it an online store, a personal blog, professional photo gallery. Maybe you want to book and schedule your clients using your website, you can do that with Squarespace. So who knows, maybe you have a friend or family member who has a website that's outdated, that's been dragging their feet on actually updating it. You could probably just go and download all the images off their site and get the text from it and create a brand new fancy website for them that's much easier to stay updated on. If you haven't yet, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to purchase, make sure you use code Trent Palmer at checkout. That'll get you 10% off. Anyway, thank you again, Squarespace, for sponsoring this one. I do hope that some of these gifts help spark some ideas that could help you out this holiday season. And with that, I'm gonna wrap this one out here. You guys know the drill. Like this video if you do. Subscribe if you haven't. Come be my wingman. See you in the next one. Peace.